Good evening, everyone. This is iBUG Buzz, episode number 574 for the Monday, the 6th of March of 2023. I'm Maria, and I will be facilitating the conference tonight along with Sandhya. This is an open forum for anyone with questions or issues with their iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, or Apple Watch or Apple TV, and anyone who would like to become more proficient in using the accessibility features of these iDevices. And we focus on the use of the voiceover screen reader, and we also talk about the use of various accessories with voiceover and these iDevices, things like braille displays and keyboards and headsets and speakers and all kinds of fun other iToys, if you will. So welcome to everyone who's joined in tonight live, and also to those listening to the conference via the recorded podcast playback. Excuse me. I'm now going to turn it over to Sandhya, who's going to be making some iBUG announcements, because this is one of many, many things that we do throughout the month, and we do so much that she's only going to tell you about what's coming up this week, but then she's going to also tell you how you can connect with us so that you can always know what's going on. So Sandhya.
All right, thank you, Maria. Okay, so all times are central and all things are on Zoom unless specified otherwise. So we are now at iBug Buzz, so we're going to be talking about all the things that Maria said. At the midpoint, we will have our big reveal of what the movie will be, and then we'll have a iBug Bite segment, technical segment, and then back to questions. Okay, so that's coming up at the midpoint. Then tomorrow is the iBug Mac Buzz on Clubhouse from 5 to 6. Then Wednesday we're off. Thursday is our book club. We're reading a really interesting book called The House of Kennedy. The book is available on Bard DB 100,060. It's about 10 hours and 27 minutes. So yes, you can finish it by Thursday. And even if you haven't or not able to read it, you may be familiar with, the Kennedys and, their role in our history. So definitely come and check it out. It's a really good read. Very interesting. So that's on Thursday at 6:30 on Zoom. Fridays, I've been not at the virtual movies. 8 o'clock's movie with audio description only. No video. And then at 7:30 we have social time, and we have some name that tune and some bad jokes, and all that is happening at 7:30 prior to the movie. After the movie, we'll have a discussion and trivia. Okay, Saturday we're off. Sunday is iBug Cafe from 4 to 6. We're going to be talking about some very, very powerful apps. Be My Eyes, Ira, and FaceTime. So definitely come and check that out. Social media. Let's tell you about social media. Our website is ibugtoday.org, ibugtoday.org is the best place to get all the information about what we do and when we do it. So register, doesn't cost anything. All of our services are free. So that's the best way to get all of their information and stay current. We also have a Twitter, is that iBug Today. We have a Facebook page is facebook.com/groups/iBug Today. You can post your questions and help others with their questions. We have an email for non-technical questions. It's ibugtoday@gmail.com. We also have all of our training sessions are available on our website. They're also on YouTube and your favorite podcasting app. And then finally, shopping. Maria, who doesn't like shopping, right?
Absolutely. I know I like shopping.
So what could it be better for tech shopping? iBug is having a tech shopping spree. So for $10, you can win a chance for a $500 shopping spree, tech shopping spree. You can either use it in the Apple Store, the Google Play Store, or Amazon. And that And if you want to increase your chances, you can buy 6 tickets for $50. The drawing will be at our 12th anniversary on May 20th. Information about how to participate is available on our website. We are a nonprofit, so we appreciate your support. So play many times. The more you play, the better it is. Your odds increase, right? Okay, with that, Maria, I'm going to hand it back to you.
All right. Thank you, Sandhya. With that, let's go around the line and introduce ourselves and where we are from. So I will start. I'm Maria and I'm in Albany, New York.
This is Herbie in Houston.
Hello.
Terry from Arlington Heights,
Hi,
Illinois.
Terry.
This is Brad. I'm in Dallas.
Hello.
Angelo in Ottawa.
Hello.
Liz in Fort Worth.
Welcome.
There.
Hey, Julie.
Gary
in
in
Austin.
Jacksonville.
Hi, Pete and Gary.
Janet in Colorado.
Hello.
Dana in Cincinnati.
Welcome.
Ned from
Ed.
Texas.
Welcome, Ned. And who else?
you.
Ed in Georgetown, Ontario.
Ed. Welcome, Ed. All right.
Thank you.
Brian
Desi
in Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay, Brian and who's in Phoenix?
Desi
Desi. Oh, welcome. Okay.
in Phoenix for now.
Oh, yeah. There you go. All right. Anyone else?
And Brian's from North Bay, Ontario.
Ah, welcome. Oh, we've got a couple of Canadians.
And
Welcome.
Greg in Georgetown, Texas.
Hello.
I've been through there.
Three from Virginia.
All right. Anyone else that'd like to say hello?
Helene from Arizona.
Hey, Helene. Welcome.
Hey there, Hershey from Daytona.
Hello.
Sandhya from Houston.
Welcome.
Jody in New Hampshire.
Welcome.
Roy from Texas.
Hello.
Marcia from Daytona Beach, Florida.
Welcome.
Adam from Chicago.
Oh, welcome.
Marie in Reno.
Hello. All right, then. Well, with that, who would like to get us started this evening? Who's got our first question?
Dana.
All right, go ahead, Dana.
Anyway, my question is how first I got my first Apple Watch, and I was wondering, how do you type on it? There's something called scribble mode. Is that how?
All right, Apple Watch users, how do you type on it? And I think Dana, you said, is there a
This is Herbie.
scrub mode? Okay, go ahead, Herbie.
So which model watch do you have?
It's a SE.
Okay, I don't know if you can type on yours because I have the Apple Watch 8 and it has a clear on-screen keyboard, and you would just find the letter. It's the standard typing, so you find the letter and you double tap it. I honestly don't know if the SE supports that or not because it's a smaller screen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and Maria, it's I mentioned scribble mode.
Oh, scribble. Okay, I knew
Scribble.
that I'd misheard that. Okay. I was like, scrub mode?
Well, you may have just come up with a new word. That's all. Scribble.
No worries.
All
Thanks,
right.
Herbie.
Oh.
Well, that's I don't know. Maybe you can use a scribble mode.
And this is Herbie.
Go ahead, Herbie.
Just real quick, scribble, what that is basically, I believe it's handwriting, so.
Makes sense.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Well, at least I guess you have dictating at least. So hopefully there's something. All right. Who would like to ask our next question?
This is Adam.
Go ahead, Adam.
I have a iPhone SE 2020 and my iOS is 16 dot yada yada.
Uh-huh.
And my question is this, ever since I upgraded to 16, it seems that the phone wants to constantly tell me the time. Is there a way I could turn off those, notifications of the time? I move the phone and it'll tell me the time. I'll go to a podcast. It will talk over the podcast to tell me the time and sometimes the date. Is there some way I could get it to silence a little bit on that feature?
All right.
This is Brad.
Go ahead, Brad.
I'm thinking it sounds like you've got raise to wake turned on. And every time you move the phone, it wakes up the screen.
That
It's
makes
been a
sense.
long. I think you go.
I believe you go into display.
Yeah,
right?
under
I'm gonna
regular
check it out.
settings.
Yeah, there are a couple of these features because there's the raise to wake, and then there's also that touch
Raise to speak.
raise. Yeah,
And
and
that's
there's
under
also
voiceover.
voiceover, right?
I turned both of those off
Yeah.
immediately.
And then there's also under touch accommodations, right? Under accessibility touch
Yeah.
accommodations, there's like the touch to wake.
Oh my goodness. That's under display, under disability.
Raise to wake is under display, under settings, and then
Display and
and
brightness.
something else. What is it?
Brightness.
Yeah. And then the other one, raise to speak, is under voiceover.
Okay, voiceover.
Somewhere in voiceover. And it's probably in something else, but probably in
Yeah.
display there too. I don't remember. I don't know. I turned that one off the day I got my very first iPhone.
Yeah.
And then the raise to wake, I turned it off the day that came along in some subsequent update to iOS. I turned that off again the very first day I discovered it.
Thank you so much, because I'm getting older and I'm sure my memory isn't what it used to be, but I thought, is this the early onset of dementia that I need to hear the time and
No,
date
your
off of
phone's
my-
haunted, and it's just wants to haunt you is what it is. No, you'll get it turned off. You'll get it under control.
You will, absolutely. You've got, and also the one about touching, because there's one where if you touch the phone, it will wake. And that one, I believe, is under in accessibility. You go to, I believe it's in touch accommodation.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying to like find it super
That
quickly.
one will
Under
constantly
touch,
wake up
sorry.
if you've got it in your pocket.
On your
It's just obnoxious.
Yeah, it's under touch. Yeah, not called touch accommodation. So settings, accessibility, touch, and then tap or swipe to wake.
Tap
And
to
you want
wake
to
it,
turn
yeah.
that off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's all three of them.
Thank you so
All right, good question. All right, very good. Who would like to ask the next question?
This is Marcia.
Go ahead, Marcia.
When I go to go in the rotor and it says links, I don't know what that means and how to use it. I've been trying to get a link that I can come to iBUG on Monday night, and I thought maybe that would copy it. I don't know whether I copy it in there or whether I have something and I send it out and put it in something. So does anybody have an answer for that?
All right, that sounds like a two-part question. One is about what the links rotor, right? What the links rotor item does, and then the second part, and then you're asking also how do you copy the link to iBUG to somewhere where you can more easily join.
Yes, I fight with it every week to get to you guys, and I just can't figure it out. Go ahead.
All right,
Dana.
Go ahead, Dana.
Yeah, I have an answer for the first part. The links in your rotor is if you set your rotor to links, then you can swipe down on your screen and it'll skip all of the verbiage and go to the link that you want. It'll go link to link.
All right. Who would like to answer the second? Just a quick note that you can move up too. So,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. No.
forgot that.
So don't worry. Like if you skipped it and you're like, oh my gosh, now I have to find it again. No, just flick up. All right. And then who would like to talk about an easy
Jody.
way? Jody, go ahead.
Yeah, my favorite gesture. When you come to a link that you would like to copy, go to the email or whatever, find the link. And once you're focused on the link and you hear voiceover reading it, do a 3-finger quadruple tap, and that will copy that link to your clipboard. And then you can take it and put it wherever you want. You can paste it in your contacts or wherever else you want to put it. So it's a 3-finger quadruple tap.
So you would go to edit and then flick down
No,
to go to
no,
paste?
you don't even have. No, you don't have to go to edit or anything. Just find the link that you want to copy.
Uh-huh.
Don't worry about the rotor. Just go to the link that you want to copy, and then just take 3 fingers and tap on the screen 4 times, and that will copy that link into your clipboard. And then you can go to contacts, and you can set up a new contact and then paste it there if you want, if that's what you want to do.
That's what I'm saying. How do you paste it then? Don't you have to go to edit?
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Okay. I was once you're in the field in the edit field that you want to paste it to, then you go to your rotor and go to edit and then swipe down till you hear it say paste, and then you paste it.
So when you paste it in a contact, you have to go to the part that says URL?
Yes. That's where I paste it.
Okay.
All right.
This is Pete.
Good. Go ahead, Pete.
If it's a matter of, and this is a personal preference, because I think we've heard many ways of getting into the to the iBUG link, but this is the way I do it, Marcia, and that is I keep an email in one of my email folders, either in my inbox or in my iCloud account, where I can open an email, an iBUG email, and pretty much all of them have the join conference link for like the iBUG Buzz for tonight, or whatever one you want to join. And I just open the email and I flick down to where it says in the email, it's standard. It says, all of our meetings are held using the Zoom link, and then you flick one more time to the right and it says join Zoom conference. And then all you need to do is double tap on that link. You don't need to copy it or paste it or anything. It accesses the Zoom conference right here, and then you just wait until you're admitted. So I find, to summarize, I keep an email handy from iBUG, either in my inbox. Sometimes I keep it in my drafts, or somewhere where I can open the email at 10 minutes till 8 or whatever, or 7 or whatever time it is. And then I flick to the link, the join conference link, just do a double tap with one finger and I'm in. No copying, no pasting, no nothing.
This is Helen.
All right, go ahead, Helene.
Yeah, I just want to clarify when Pete just was saying flick, flick, flick. I always think flick is going up and down, but I think he meant right to left, like, right to left swiping. Is swiping and flicking?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify.
Yes. No, thank you for that. Yeah, that is, those words tend to be used interchangeably. Yes, unless you are told specifically flicking up or down, a flick does usually mean the same thing as what you're saying is a swipe, the right and left.
Thank you.
All right, very good. So as multiple ways to get our links, hopefully they're in an easier format. All right. Who would like?
This is Helene. Just one more question.
Oh, sure. Go ahead, Helene.
I was working very hard at getting myself in the Zoom call tonight to be identified and not as iPhone. Does it say Helene? Before anybody changed it, I want to make sure that I did something right and that it says Helene. And can Sandhya or whoever is in charge?
This is Sandhya.
Let's see. Go ahead, Sandhya.
Yeah, it is. You got it right. So good job.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Who would like to ask the next question?
This is David.
Go ahead, David.
It might be about that last person. I was wondering how to get my name when I join the Zoom meetings, that it would enter it in there instead of just saying iPhone.
Sure. So, well, in your case, Sandhya, did you rename David, or does it is?
Yes, I renamed.
Oh, you did. Okay. All right.
But
Thank
so
you.
somebody doesn't have to do that.
Sure.
Is there a way to do that, or?
Sure.
This is
Yep.
Brad.
Yep. Yep.
Jody?
This is Brad.
All right. I will take Jody first, and then Brad.
Okay, that Jody.
Go ahead.
Well, you want to change it in the Zoom settings. So bring up your Zoom app and then go to settings. And then in there's your profile, and of course, you've got to be logged into your Zoom in order to do it. And so you want to go to settings, and then at the top, you can tap and open it up and put your name in there. You want it. The thing is, though, the minute you close that app and you bring it back up again, you got to do it all over again. So it's kind of a pain. You want to leave that app open. And I'll be quiet now.
All right. Brad, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, similar to what Jody said, when you open the Zoom app before you even join a meeting, just on your phone, open the app, and you got on the main screen, there are three choices: join a meeting, log in, or create an account. And right there, you can tap on it and it will allow you to create a free Zoom account. And when you create it, it asks you what your name is. It may even ask you what you want your display name to be. I had to help a friend do this the other day. So she gave her first name, last name, then it said display name. We just put her first name. And now whenever they join a meeting, it just shows her first name. Of course, we did it through the website, but I believe doing it through the Zoom app is pretty much the same thing. It may even open the website, but I believe it does it through the app. And then you never have to fool with it again because you created a Zoom account. It'll ask you an account, create a password. It'll want an email address, because that's what it uses for your user ID. But that's the surefire way to get it done and never have to fool with it again.
This is Herbie.
Okay.
All right. Sorry, David, were you? Oh my gosh, Brad. Yeah, I mean,
I think I got
did you
that.
finish?
That sounded like might be the easiest way. I don't think I've ever created an actual account. I've always just tapped on a link and it opened up the app and took me there.
Sure. So yeah,
this is Herbie.
Yes, go ahead, Herbie.
So one other quick tip I wanted to mention, if another easy way to create an account is on the sign in button. If you go in there, you do also have options for create an account with sign in with Google, Facebook, or Apple. Now I was trying to work with somebody the other week and we were trying to see if we could do it through the sign in with Apple, and that was being a bit problematic. But what's nice about the sign in with Facebook or Google, if you have either a Gmail account on your phone or Facebook, then if you, for the first time, it'll just grab the data it needs from that particular service, and then you just sign in that way on the Zoom thing. And what I like about it is it's one less password to remember and all that, because it just uses your Facebook or Gmail. Now, some people don't like to trust a third-party authenticator, but that is a method that I use, and that way I never have to remember, is my Zoom password in Keychain? Nope, I can just sign in with Google. And it also makes it easier to sign in on the computer as well. So that's part of my motive as well.
All right, very good. Thank you for that. So David, hope that helps you out. Yes, the account is completely free, and you can also use it to save other settings, like when you join a meeting and it might ask you that question of like, do you want to join audio or dial in, and what do you want to do with your video? And if you create an account and go into your meeting settings, you can set those so that you never get asked that again.
This is Terry.
All right, go ahead, Terry.
I just wanted to point out that if you receive a Zoom link, like for whether it's because it's an invite or like the way iBUG sends them, you don't ever have to set up a Zoom account, but you probably would like to, I hope you would want to set up a Zoom account, because as has been pointed out, you can then set your preferences and customize your account the way you want it. Whereas if you just tap on the links and you don't have an account, then you have to change settings every time, or somebody has to change your name and whatever. I just wanted to point that out.
All right, very good. Thank you. All right. Who'd like to ask our next question?
This is Ed.
Go ahead, Ed.
I would like to comment on that. And if you open an account on Zoom, you can, with that, you can invite anybody that wants, if you want to send an invitation to somebody to talk on Zoom, you just send it. And then they come on your link. It's been a few years since I've done it, but it's very easy to do, and it's pretty useful.
All right, very good. Like a personal meeting invite.
Yeah, and it's no charge, so works great.
This
is Terry.
All right, let's see. I think I heard Brian first, and then we'll go to Terry.
I just add what Ed said. They invoked the 40-minute now, even with only 2 people in there, which was unlimited before.
All right, thank you for that. All right, Terry, go ahead.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Great minds think alike. I just discovered that recently, and they cut you off immediately, even with 2 people. So then you just go back in and, tap on the link again, but it's no longer 2 people unlimited.
All right, good to know. All right, who would like to ask our next question? Well, I'll make a quick comment if you're ever in the situation that I was today. It's good to have multiple tools in the toolbox. I have my lease renewal is in Adobe Sign, and it's an electronic signature software. And so you can, there's draw and using an image, but you can also just type in your signature. And I was trying to do it quickly, like in the office on my lunch break, just to do it on my phone, and it was not working. The edit field, you'd think it would be perfectly accessible because it says click here to type your signature, and then you double tap on this edit field once you change the mode to type, and absolutely nothing happens. So just wanted to let you all know in case you're in a situation. So I ended up just when I got home, I used my computer and it was fine, but it was just so strange. Go ahead, Herbie.
So quick question for you, and then I actually do have something else I was going to comment on. But my question for you is, would screen recognition have worked?
Oh, it might have. It was actually, I didn't even think to try that because I was in Safari. I could have though. Yeah, I did not think to try that. I guess that's something that I will definitely try the next time I run into that situation.
Well, if you still have the form, you could always try it as an experiment. Best time.
I already signed it, so.
Okay.
I can't access the whole signature.
Well, if you delete your because I was just thinking, great way to find out is when you actually don't need to use it. So
I know exactly.
I wanted to comment though on something else actually, because Shree brought this up last week, and I came across an article. So Shree mentioned that there is a recognized phenomenon going on now where people are seeing passcodes being typed into, like thieves are watching people type in their passcodes to their phone, and so they can steal them, and they already know the passcode, so they can just immediately lock the person out. And of course, there's other, great ways to get around this is, Face ID and all that for sure. And if as blind people, we can also use screen curtain. But another alternative that somebody mentioned in this article, that if you set a passcode, you can set in the screen time, which is meant to be a child safety feature. One of the features it has in there is setting a separate PIN to protect your iCloud settings. And so if you do that, then that is, and use a completely different PIN, then that is another level of protection you have, because then there's only so much they can do with your phone should they steal it and know your unlock passcode. They will not be able to get into like your actual iCloud or anything like that. So that gives you some form of protection, at least when it comes to like your iCloud data and whatnot. So I thought that was a very interesting protection mechanism.
All right. Thank you for that tip. Yeah, these scammers and hackers and such, they just keep getting more sophisticated in some ways, and it's like a battle. All right. Very
This
good.
is
Who
Judy.
would like? All right, go. Sorry, Judy. Yes, go
Judy,
ahead.
yep. Hi, Maria.
Hey.
On our iPhones, I have the SE first generation and the SE2. And above the volumes, they have that little lever that's a mute switch that'll mute the phone ringing like on and off.
Yep.
So I have an iPad 8. And I haven't really explored it too much. And I was looking at it today, and I can't find a mute button on the iPad 8. Does it not exist? And how would you? I guess, is there a way to just kind of mute it quickly so it doesn't ring, or am I just missing the mute button?
Sure. All right. Anyone have any thoughts on that? The silent switch or some other way to make the iPad silent?
This is Brad.
Go ahead, Brad.
I think earlier models of the iPad had that, and at some point they've removed it. You now need to open the control center, and I believe you'll find mute in there.
Oh, okay. Huh.
All
right.
All right. Very good. It's all in the software, I guess.
All right. Thank you.
Very good. All right. Who'd like to ask the next question?
This is Greg.
All right, go ahead, Greg.
Is anybody using the slide to type? And what kind of results have they had using that?
All right, slide to type. Is anyone using it?
This is Shree.
Go ahead, Shree.
I don't use it, Greg. That's the first thing I turn off when I get my phone. I've heard other blind people using it. I've just not had any good success with it. So it's predictive. So if you're going to type in the word this, let's say, for example, THIS, when you slide your finger towards the T, the H, it thinks the next word is going to be this. So it kind of creates based on, without you having to lifting the finger, you're just sliding from letter to letter, and it's predicting that it's going to be that word.
So kind of like the old flick type method then.
Exactly.
Yeah. Based on the directions that you're sliding your finger towards the characters.
Yeah, this is Greg.
Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, I played with this some a while back, and basically you just hold your finger on the keyboard and move your finger toward the kind of the characters you want. Like if you wanted to type this, you'd move your finger up toward the T. You wouldn't have to hit the T, and then you move it down toward the H. You wouldn't have to hit the H. You move it toward, and it'll guess words as you go. And then I think you raise your finger, and it'll actually, once you hear the right word, then it will type it in. So I mean, if it seems like it could be a quick way to type if you ever got the hang of it.
This is Dana.
Go ahead, Dana.
I just use dictation.
All right. Well, there you go. It's another way
That's the quickest for me.
All right. Well, very good. There are multiple ways of doing things for sure with these devices. There's so many input methods. You've got braille screen input and handwriting, and of course the keyboard and dictation and external keyboard and braille displays and external braille keyboard. There are so very many ways. So hopefully everyone can find what works for them. All right. Very good.
This is Janet.
Janet. Okay, go ahead.
I was trying to get in.
Yeah.
Just the people who are using the SE 2222, I found out on the Uber app that it does support live activity.
All right.
Which is kind of cool because
would you like to explain a bit about what the live activities are for those who may not know? It's a pretty new feature.
Well, it's a new feature. For Uber, if you lock your screen and then come back to it a second later, it'll tell you how many minutes your ride will be arriving without having to leave the Uber app your screen unlocked.
All
Is the
right.
best way I can explain it, unless someone can explain it better than me. But
No, that's what it does. Absolutely.
so it's pretty cool.
Indeed. Yeah, that's a new, I believe it's an iOS 16 feature.
Yep,
And it's one of those.
and it works with SE2222 with the Uber app is the only app that I've seen that it works with
All
so
right,
far.
very good. Yeah, that's a third party
Yep.
that an API that developers can plug into. So good to see Uber using that. Very good. Thank you for the tip. All right. Who'd
You're
like
welcome. Have a great night.
You too. All right. Who would like to ask the next question
This
or
is
make the
Brian.
next comment? Brian, go ahead.
I accidentally blocked someone in the phone on Sunday, and I can't find a way to unblock it. I can't remember where you have to go.
All right. Who would like to talk about where do you unblock people from? All right.
Helene.
Oh, go ahead, Helene.
I think that you go to voicemail and go to blocked messages under the deleted messages, and then find that number and then click on it, and then you can unblock it.
Okay, thank you. That's the only place I didn't go.
This is Jody.
Go ahead, Jody.
Yeah, it seems to me that if you go into that person's contact page at the bottom, I think there's also a place where you can unblock it.
Yeah, I didn't have them in my contact.
Oh, okay.
This is Herbie.
Right, go ahead, Herbie.
Well, let's see. I'm looking because there's definitely a blocked contacts option in the phone.
In the phone settings. Yeah, that's where I was thinking too.
But if they're not in your contacts and you block them, that is the trick. And so they do not show up in recents.
No.
I will say though, it's misleading because I actually have in my blocked quote unquote contacts a number that is most definitely not in my contacts. So they don't actually have to be in your contacts. It's a misleading name. It should say like blocked numbers, but or whatever, like contact seems to imply that they actually have to be contacts, but no, really they don't. Like you can just your regular numbers will be in there.
In the settings?
Yes, in settings and then phone and then blocked contact.
All right, I'll try that.
This is Pete.
Go ahead, Pete.
I think we want to be doubly sure also where you blocked them. Did you block them in your phone app or did you block them?
Yes, in the phone app.
Okay, because you can block them also in mail and in messages.
Yeah, no, it was in the phone app.
Okay.
All right. Very good. Who would like to ask the next question?
This is Sri.
Go ahead, Sri.
So I've got another Zoom question. So I'm creating a new meeting, and typically in the past, I'm able to change the password, the login password, or the getting into the meeting password. Now, when I go in there, I don't have the ability to delete the default one and make a custom one. Is there something that I need to go to edit that, be able to change it?
All right, changing a meeting passcode in Zoom, and you're referring to the scheduler, like when you're within the Zoom app, right?
Right. Yeah. So when I'm setting a meeting up, there's the 6-digit passcode that creates an arbitrary number. I want to create a custom one, and I used to be able to do that. Now I can't seem to edit that field.
All right. Does anyone have experience? Go ahead, Brad.
When you open the app and go to your meetings, isn't there a button to edit the whole meeting? Because it should be a button down towards the bottom, edit, and then you go back up and you can edit the name of the meeting. You can change the meeting ID. You can edit the passcode or the other security requirements. Are you not seeing that?
This is Sri.
All right. Sri. Yep. Go ahead.
I'm creating a new meeting, so I'm able to create a title, give it a date range, and the time and all that stuff. But when I'm come to the, creating this meeting has a required password. Before, I used to be able to double tap on that and just delete and create or put in 6-digit passcode. But now when I double tap on it, it just there's no place to delete those information. So am I supposed to create the meeting, then edit it to change the password?
This is Brad.
All right. Go ahead, Brad.
It seems to me that when you create it, there was an option to let it generate a password, a code, or you can create a unique one, or I don't know. I usually do this on the computer. I have done it on the phone, but it's been a long time and it was kind of the same. Go open the meeting, look down at the bottom. There should be a button that says edit, and you should be able to edit all the meeting information.
Okay, I'll take a look at that. It definitely says a button, but like I said, it doesn't do anything. But I'll check to see if the edit works.
All right.
Thank you.
Good luck with that, Shreya. All right. Who'd like to ask the next question?
This is Jody with a comment.
Sure, go ahead, Jody.
Yeah, apparently Apple is changing the way you can charge your phone, so they have a clean energy setting where if you are trying to charge your phone during peak hours, it will trickle charge, or if you are in an area that is considered to be not a sustainable energy area or whatever, that it will also trickle charge your phone. So if you want to turn that feature off, then you just can go to settings and battery and battery health and turn it off there, the clean energy setting.
All right, very good. Thank you for that tip. All right.
This is Herbie.
That also,
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Yes. Go ahead, Jody.
I was just going to say it also determines the type of energy you have by your area, by your your location.
Uh-huh. All right. Interesting. All right. Go ahead, Herbie.
Just real quick, Shri, regards to your Zoom issue with the phone, I just looked at like an existing meeting and I hit the edit button and I went into the passcode edit field and I tried to edit it, and even though I'm putting my own numbers in there, it's adding in like a bunch of extra numbers. So I think there's some kind of weirdness with the app itself. So you might want to try the computer like Brad suggested. Anyway, I'm done.
All right, thank you. Or maybe in Safari or like a web browser on iOS if you do want to try it with
another
the phone.
option too. Yeah.
All right, very good. Brad, go ahead.
This is Brad. Yeah, I read. Actually, I heard a discussion on the Apple Insider podcast about this clean energy thing that Jody's talking about. It was really kind of fascinating. It's a new feature. It's only available in the United States. And what they do is they use what they call, oh God, I can't remember the term. It knows, like, your phone uses location service to know what it calls your, I can't remember the word for it. I want to use primary locations, your home, your office. It knows your behavior. It knows when you tend to charge your phone, so that it knows like when you're at home and when you charge your phone, and it knows your geolocation. And it's able to, using, I don't know where Apple gets the information, but they know what's going on. If you're in a large metropolitan area, it used an example. Maybe you have some industry in your area and they tend to use a lot of electricity at certain hours or overnight or something. It will moderate your charging. And of course, you got to keep in mind, Apple, there are millions, literally, tens of millions of iPhones just in the United States. And it apparently has a significant impact on the power. Yet it knows what time you tend to get up in the morning, so it may manipulate how it's charging your phone. But when it knows, okay, You get out of bed at 6:30 every morning. It's going to make sure no matter what it did overnight, your phone is at 100% when you need it to be. If you do a quick charge in the middle of the day, it's not going to affect that. It was really kind of interesting. And what was primarily interesting was the scale of this, how many iPhones there are, and the impact that something so with seemingly insignificant can have. But of course, there is a switch. If you don't like it, you don't want to be a part of it, you can turn it off. And with it on, you'll never really even know it's doing it. It just does it in the background. So it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, for sure. That is really interesting. And it's really interesting. Thanks for sharing that. I think too, like we're learning with the batteries now, with the, new, relatively like new battery technology, we're learning about how to optimize them and how to prolong their life and such as well. So, maybe this is something along, I don't know, like if it has those benefits of that too, like, optimizing the charge, right, for when you need it too, instead of just straight, going to 100 each time and such. So interesting. All right, very good. Who would like to ask the next question?
This is Terry.
Go ahead, Terry.
A comment. I for a long time, and I've seen this when other people send me messages, especially within emails. If you're using the dictate feature, because Dana was talking about that before, and you want to add something to your message, and so you dictate something in the middle of that message, it often still, after couple 3 years, still puts in a double text of, if not the whole text that you've dictated to go into the middle of your email, at least a portion of it. So then you have to go in and delete the parts you don't want. And sometimes when it adds in the extra characters, they're capitalized when you didn't intend them to be. And so that's how I noted to delete that string of text. I don't know if they're ever going to fix it, but he reminded me of that, because it's especially, I see it more in emails than I do, say, in when I'm dictating a text message. Doesn't seem to happen if I'm entering the text by whatever method I'm going to use. But if I have to do the dictate thing, it's often repeating digits and sometimes many strings of digits. And it is annoying, I have to say.
It sounds like it. Has anyone experienced this? Anyone else?
This is Pete. I have. Not often, not as often, Terry, as it was a couple of iterations ago, but I'll every once in a while find I dictate a sentence or a fragment of a sentence, and it will be double input.
All right.
This is Jody.
Go ahead, Jody.
Me too.
This is Dana.
All right, Dana. Go ahead.
Yep, it happened to me too. Same thing as Pete was talking about.
All right. So it sounds like you're definitely not alone, Terry. And it sounds just like I would recommend all of you to if you encounter this often and it annoys you, report it to Apple. The more people that report it, the higher priority hopefully it should receive. Who would like?
Kathy.
Go ahead, Kathy.
On Saturday night's call, I think LaDon mentioned an app, and I thought he said StoryWord, kind of app that lets you write stories about your life. Anyway, I couldn't find anything under StoryWord, and I'm wondering, did anybody else, or is Levon on tonight? Does anybody know what that app was called?
All right. Does anyone know what app this might have been, or any other apps that allow you to write a story about yourself? itself.
This is Pete.
All right, go ahead, Pete.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And if you had asked me, I would have said story word too. It actually helps you compile and create stories and construct stories. And he said that he was shooting for a certain number of stories about his life, and he had already written 18 of them. So it must be a website. I think it's a website. Or was it an app?
Well,
try it in Safari, see if it works.
Oh, yeah, I didn't think of that.
all right, that's a good thought. Yeah, because if
It
it's
did
not
sound
coming
pretty
up,
cool though. Yeah, it sounded
yeah,
very.
if it's not coming up as an app, then surely I'm guessing, that it has to be. Let's see, a website here. Very good. Who'd like to ask our next question? Does anyone have?
This is Marcia. How would I go? How would you go to Google if I want to find out how to do something? I was told I could go to Google How To, and there's a bunch, but I don't know how to get to Google.
Oh, you're asking like how to do Google search?
How do I get to Google from my iPhone?
All right. Who would like to answer that one?
This is Herbie.
Go ahead, Herbie.
There are two ways. One, Safari, I think its default search engine is Google, so you just get to that in your address bar in Safari. Or two, you can download the actual Google app and use that.
And is that free?
Yes.
And just to clarify more, so when Herbie's saying it's in the address bar, that means so when you go to your address bar, it says address, search, or enter website name. So you don't just have to put in a website name. You can just type in search terms. So if you go just into your address bar and just type in whatever you're looking for and, double tap on go, it should load up your, as Herbie was saying, Google should be the default search engine. So it should just load up a Google search results page for you.
Thank you.
This is Kathy.
You explained things well. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, a team effort. Lots of good answers from folks tonight. So, who was that? Kathy.
Kathy, when I got Google, I had to get Chrome. I don't know what I'm talking about, but is that not still a thing?
All right, Chrome.
So I think somewhere on my I don't go to Google. I guess I'd go with Safari, or sometimes when you ask Siri something, Google is the final choice on the screen when she gives you a couple of answers. But is Chrome part of getting Google to work, or is it?
This is Brad.
All right, go ahead, Brad.
On your iPhone, you have the choice of course, Safari is the built-in web browser, but you can download other web browsers such as Chrome. I believe there may be even a Firefox browser for the phone, but I don't use it, so I'm not sure.
There's Edge as well.
But what Herbie was referring to is there is a Google app for your phone, and it's not a browser, but it just allows you to do Google searches, and it's kind of like an app. If you've ever gone to the Google web page on google.com on any browser, there's lots of Google features that are right there on that web page. Among them, in the dead center of the page, is a search box for doing Google search. Well, the Google app is very similar to that. It has a search box in the dead center where you can type in. It has a little voice button where you could dictate a search. Of course, you can always just highlight the search field and use your iPhone's dictation. But anyway, it is like going to the Google webpage, but it's an app.
As you're talking, I think what I'm mixing up is I think Chrome was like Google, so it maybe in the earlier days you could go to Chrome if you missed Google. Anyway, thank you.
All right. Who was
Pete?
that?
Pete.
Oh, Pete. Go ahead, Pete.
I just wanted to point out that there is a difference too. who was that, Maria?
Yeah.
Between a search engine and a browser. And I think you're thinking of a browser. Chrome is a browser, as Brad already mentioned, as Safari. But within Safari and whatever browser, other browser like Chrome or Edge or things like that, you also have search engines that you can designate within, within your settings. So a browser browses URLs, but a search engine actually does search work such as the Google search engine.
All right.
And this is Herbert.
I probably just confused you.
We got to move on.
All right. Well, with the time is just flying, and can you believe it? It is time for our halftime entertainment, and to lead us in that, I will turn it over to Sandhya.
Thank you, Maria. Very good. Lots of questions. It's great. Now, we'd like to give a chance to anybody who didn't get to say hello the first time around. Please say who you are, where you're from, and if this is your first time here, please let us know that too.
This is Vincent in New Jersey.
From Atlanta. Hello, Bridget and Vincent. Welcome.
Paul from Tulsa.
Okay, Paul and
me, Priscilla.
Oh, hey, Priscilla. Welcome.
How are you, sweetheart?
Good, good. Who else?
Kathy from Tulsa.
Welcome, Kathy.
Sharon from New York.
Sharon, welcome.
Thank you.
This is David Houston.
Hey, David. Welcome.
Shay from Everett, Washington.
Hello, Miss Shay. Glad to have you.
Thank you.
Who else?
Marvin from Chicago.
Hey, there's Marvin. Welcome. Well, we are so glad all of y'all are here. And now it's time for the big reveal to find out what we're going to be doing on Friday night. What movie will we be watching? And with those inscrutable clues, we will hand it over to our very own iBUG guy. iBUG guy, are you out there?
Yes, I am here.
All right.
What's going on, everybody? We have another great movie lined up for you this week. And we are going to give you some hints to guess, clues to guess what that movie is going to be. So let me get my assistant out. Come on, faithful assistant. All right, here we go. Some rules for this event. We want you to say your name. Wait to be recognized before you try to guess the title of the movie. And we only need the title. You get one clue per guess. No, one guess per clue. And that's it. Those two rules. You can stay unmuted as long as your background is quiet to enhance your chances of guessing first. All right, now it is time for Michael.
Is he okay?
I think so.
I think so.
All right, here we go for clue number 1.
Right.
Our film this week takes place in lots of places.
This is Shree.
3.
Cannonball Run.
Cannonball Run. Ooh, Shree.
goes all over the country. I see where you're going with that one. Obviously, you're about to go off the cliff because that is totally wrong. All right.
Pete, this is Pete.
All right, Pete.
Around the World in 80 Days.
Oh, another good one. And as the world turns, you are gone with it. Okay.
This is Ned.
Oh, Ned.
Around the World in 80 Days.
What did Pete say?
I think he said the same thing.
Around the world. Oh, did somebody already say that?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think so. It's still
Nikki?
wrong anyway. That's okay. All right. Somebody else.
Good
Nikki?
guess.
Nikki.
Vanishing Point. I think that's the name of it, where this guy rides his car all the way across the country.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Vanishing Point.
Great movie.
Never seen it. And never will.
Jody?
It's really good. Good see
It is. It's great.
All right, Jody.
Up.
Up. Up, 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 and away. No, that's good. Another good movie. We've got it on our list, but not this one. All right, we're going to move on to clue number 2.
Yeah, Dana.
Yeah, we'll come back to Dana. He gets first guess on clue number 2. Hold it there, Dana.
Okay.
We initially see a woman whose business is on the brink of failure and under IRS audit, as well as her marriage is on the rocks. Okay, Dana.
I withdraw.
Okay.
All right. Good try, Dana. Thanks for thinking about us. Start working on your.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? I'm hearing lots of silence.
This is
out
Shree.
there. Okay, Shree.
It's a mad, mad, mad world.
It's a mad, mad, mad world. Does that take place in a lot of places? I can't remember. Okay, I guess it's not the right one since I don't have any idea.
This Dana.
Oh, Dana is back in it.
I might as well guess this one. Thelma and Louise.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's a good one.
another good movie. Didn't we already see that one?
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so. But good try, Dana. All right, we're going to move on to clue number 3. Suddenly. Ooh, who wrote that?
I'm not.
Suddenly, the woman is thrown. Oh, first, I need to preface this clue. This is going to give it away for sure. This will give it away.
Oh,
Listen
sure.
closely. Suddenly, the woman is thrown into an eye-opening exploration of parallel realities.
This is Free.
Read.
Romancing the Stone.
Romancing the Stone. Romancing the Stone.
Ding, 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 ding.
Romancing the Stone. I need to caucus with the judges. Hold on. Be right back.
You did. This is Terry. You did say her marriage was on the rocks.
Oh, Romancing the Stone.
The Stone. Very nice.
All right, hold on.
Somebody mute her.
All right, judges have determined Shree is absolutely wrong.
All right. And you want to encourage other people. If people, you can unmute yourself and say your name, and then you can also guess.
We have
No. We're not giving other people a chance on
Yeah,
this.
well, we're gonna we need to give other people. It's not the
Right.
same people.
Move on if there's no other
Dana.
guesses. Oh, Dana's going to take another stab at it. Clue number 3.
Tornado.
Tornado.
Oh, man.
Is that a movie?
I don't
He's
think
saying
there's.
Twister.
Are you giving
Yeah, Twister. I meant Twister. Yes, thank you, Tree.
Okay, Twister. That is, I have no idea about that one. So that's obviously not it either. All right, we're going to move right along here to clue number 4. Will she, that's the woman, will she jump down the rabbit hole? Or, no, not or.
This is Maria.
Wait, hold on. Let him finish clue number
Oh, sorry.
Will she jump down the rabbit hole? How many stars are in the universe? All right, Maria.
Oh, yeah. No, I withdraw. I have no clue.
You
no
kind of
copy.
broke up. Why don't you repeat that clue?
I will repeat that one at the request of the, what's your name again?
Johnny.
Ladybug.
All right. Will she jump down the rabbit hole? How many stars are in the universe?
Doesn't make sense, but okay.
I just read them. I don't write them.
All right, keep going. I think.
All right. Oop, did I hear somebody?
No, that was just Julie.
All right, here we go. Clue number. What clue?
5.
5. Can the weary woman fathom the irresponsible force of possibilities and tap into newfound powers?
What?
Can the weary woman fathom the irresponsible force of possibilities and tap into newfound powers?
Brooks.
Kathy?
Brooks. Was that Brooks?
Yeah, Brooks.
Brooks,
How about sliding doors?
Sliding doors. Sliding doors. Is that like vanishing windows? It is still not correct. Good try, Brooks and Cassidy. Did I hear Cassidy
Yeah, I heard Kathy.
or Kathy?
That was Liz too.
Is it that everything all at once? I'm not sure if I have all the words. Seems like there are more.
Everything all at once. That is pretty close, Kathy.
This is Jody.
Pretty close.
Liz was in.
Let me caucus with the judges. Everything.
A lot of caucusing today.
And
Okay.
are we going to have time for the rest of the iBUG?
All right.
Hold on.
The judges have ruled. Kathy, you are absolutely almost good enough. Ding, 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 ding. The movie is called Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. And
Oh, that's a brand new movie too.
Excellent.
It is a fairly new movie, and it was picked because this weekend is the Oscars, and it has received 11 nominations.
Wow.
Best picture, best actress, best supporting actress, best supporting actress, best supporting actress, and best I forgot all the rest. But anyway, you get the point. All right.
Jody, what do we have for our winner tonight?
All right. Very
That
good,
could be
Kathy.
lady.
Kathy,
That could be
you
Ladybug
get,
Johnny.
this is what you get, Kathy, a tattoo of a pig. And if you are wondering why, come and watch the movie and we will find out. So, and aren't you a lucky lady in the colors of iBUG, of course? So it's not a regular pig, it's an iBUG pig. Okay, with that, Mr. McCulloch, would you like to say goodnight?
That's the theme to Discovery.
Thank you.
Very good.
Yeah, that's the theme.
And
That's the theme to
this-
Discovery. And Michelle Yeoh
Yes,
is in
Michelle Yeoh. It could be
is
a
in
very
Discovery, and she's in this movie. Yes.
right, historical night. So we definitely will be ready to go for the Oscars. Okay, with that, we're going to say goodnight to Michael and the movie Minutia. There he goes. Okay, now. Okay, so now we're going to have our iBug Bite segment, and then right after that, we're going to come back to all of those questions that were not asked during the first half because there was so much traffic. All right, so Maria, are you ready?
All right, I am ready. And in today's iBug Bite, I'm going to be talking about the context menu. Now, what on earth is that, and why would you care, and why would you want to use it? So if you're familiar with Windows, there's this concept of right-clicking, if you will, or in our keyboard-centric terms, using the applications key or Shift F10 to invoke a menu that pertains to a specific item. And that's what this is. So the context menu can be activated either using a double tap and hold gesture, or now a triple tap, meaning tapping 3 times with 1 finger gesture. And for those of you who go back a while with the iPhone, you might remember there used to be something called the Force Touch, where you could press the screen in harder and it would come up with more options. Well, Apple has gotten rid of that hardware-wise. However, those options also have been folded into the context menu. So a context menu can have both what would have been in there before and then just a bunch of other shortcuts related to the app or to the action that you're wanting to take. So I'll just show you a couple of quick examples of where this is handy. And there could definitely be many more, but just to show you a couple, I am
speech
on
news folder, help.
I'm on my home screen now, and I just happen to be focused on the health app. And by the way, if you're using a Braille display, this is dots 3678 with space to activate it. And I forget for some, I do not quote me on the keyboard for the external QWERTY keyboard command. For some reason, the letter M is popping up in my head, M with some keys, but I'm not actually sure. I would need to look up how you invoke that with an external Bluetooth QWERTY keyboard. But any of these keyboards should have, a Hable 1 if you use that. There should definitely be a way to activate with any of these external input methods the context menu. So using the gesture, I'm going to do a triple tap. So 1 finger triple tap. So tapping 3 times with 1 finger. Whoops. It would help if I, 1 second, I did a double tap.
Home, books fold, voice tree.
Apologies for that. All right. That's my phone's like upside down, so you can hear it well. All right.
Remove app button.
There we go. So now, you might think you're on the home screen and you have that edit mode and you have your activate and today view on your actions rotor item, but here you have not only a way to quickly, so if you were using the rotor, right, you'd have to go into edit mode, select that, and then double tap again in order to get that deletion prompt. But here, if you do a 3 finger, I keep doing that. If you do a triple tap, So if you tap 3 times with one finger, you immediately get an option here to remove the app if you were to double tap. And then you'd be prompted whether you wanted to delete it. So it's like saving you a bit of a step. And let's see what else we've got here.
Edit home screen button.
So that's the same as going into edit mode from your actions menu.
Medical ID.
Look at that. So now we have app shortcuts. So instead of going into the health app and clicking on your tab for you and for your medical ID, this is a quick way to just get to it. Do the triple tap and then flick to the right a couple of times and double tap to reach your medical ID. And we've also got in here
Browse button.
to browse your health data.
Sharing button.
Choose whether to share the health data.
Summary button.
Get a summary of your data.
Dismiss context menu.
And always at the end here is the dismiss context menu. So you see here, there's just a quick shortcut set of shortcuts to quickly go to features, and it's a context menu. So if I do double tap this to get out of this,
Help, dock, phone, 2 new items.
so let's say now I'm going to go to phone here, and we're going to do a triple tap. So tapping 3 times with one finger.
Remove app button.
So this is your standard.
Edit home screen button.
But now if we keep flicking to the right,
View most recent voicemail button. Create new contact button. Search for contact button. View most recent call button. Dismiss context menu button.
so you see here, there's just a whole bunch of useful
Dock music.
app shortcuts here relating to the app that could save you some gestures if you use the context menu. And I'll finally show you in Safari.
Safari. Toolbar. Text button.
And this is just one of those things, like if you're not sure, if you want to see what options are available, to do the triple tap and see. So for example, I'm focused on the tabs button in the lower right hand corner of my Safari screen here. And I do have a couple of tabs open. If I triple tap.
Private button.
So this is now to set up a private browsing session, meaning that my browsing history won't be tracked in, it won't show up in my history, and certain cookies don't get stored in private mode. So this is where you go to quickly enable that. And if I keep flicking to the right,
Selected. 2 tabs button. Close both tabs button.
so this is a quick way to close instead of closing tabs all at once. If you have like 10 tabs open, this is a quick way to close them. If you were to double tap on this, you'd be prompted as to whether you want to close the tabs, and you select to close them again and they're gone.
Close this tab button.
That's to only close that one tab. So instead of double tapping on tabs and going into the screen and then flicking up and down to close and double tapping, you can just close the tab right here from the context menu.
Move to tab group button. Collapsed.
This is for organizing your tabs. If you want to move it to a tab group,
New private tab button.
a new tab for the private mode that I was explaining,
New tab button.
just a new regular tab,
Dismiss context menu.
and dismiss.
button.
So again, really the
Accessibility menu.
point is that this context menu really is useful in a wide variety of situations. I've used it as well when focused on a link. I'm able to do the triple tap gesture, and often there will be, for example, an option to copy a link. So that's an alternative to what we mentioned earlier with the quadruple 3-finger quadruple tap gesture. So just hope that gave you kind of a bit of a flavor of the power of the context menu, and it's just another tool in your toolbox. So would encourage you to, and like I said, it's either double tap and hold or the triple tap gesture. I've been using the triple tap just because it's a bit, I think, easier and quicker to do, but again, you have multiple ways. So with that, any questions?
Gary.
Go ahead, Gary.
Yeah, I have a comment because I actually do use the context menu. And one place I
Excellent.
use it is when I'm going to update apps. I get on the App Store and triple tap on that, and then I flick over to updates, and there they are.
Oh, perfect. Well, there you go. And see, you've saved yourself. You didn't have to go into App Store and then go into my account and then scroll to that update section. You just jumped right to it. So
Yeah,
perfect.
it's great. I use it all the time.
Awesome. Thanks for
This is,
sharing.
this is Helene.
Go ahead, Helene.
I'm very much in the dark. The context menu, is that only if you have like a Mac, a computer, or it works with your phone?
I don't know. I've been using my iPhone this whole time during this demo.
So the context, I guess I'm still not even understanding it at all. I just know that there are triple clicks and things, but I don't understand it.
This is Sandhya.
Okay, go ahead, Sandhya.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, the title is a little deceptive, context menu, but basically, like Maria said, it's just a short. It's giving you access to common gestures or things that you would want to do within that app. Yeah, so it's just a quick way to get to some features.
Yeah, it's called the context menu because it's aware of the context in which you invoke it. So depending on when you are performing the triple tap, depending on where you perform that, which app you're focused on, or if you're focused on a link, or if you're focused on the button of an app, it's going to potentially bring up a different menu of options relating to what you can do with that specific thing. So that's why it's called a context menu. But yeah, it's basically a menu that allows you to do some quick actions or activate some features relating to the item that you're currently focused on.
And so it's only used. Yes, thank you. It's only used with the triple tap.
Well, that's how you invoke it. Yeah. So either the triple tap or the double tap and hold. That's how you open that menu.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. I think I heard someone else, but I don't know who.
This is Sri.
Sri, go ahead.
I'm just going to give an example for Helene. So, she gave an example of voicemail. So if you went to the phone app and you did a one finger triple tap, the voicemail option would automatically come up. Instead of you going into the phone, double tapping, going to the voicemail tab, double tapping, and then getting the list of all the voicemail, you could just do a one finger triple tap on the phone app, and the option for voicemail is there.
Oh. Thank you.
All right. I hope that helps. Go ahead, Pete.
I'm wondering, Maria, is this the same as, and by that I mean, does it bring up the same menu options as the actions rotor?
So that's a good question. So in some cases it does, but in some cases it does not. So like, for example, first, like say in Safari, right, where I activated it on the tabs button, there was no corresponding actions rotor item. Then on the home screen, right, you do have the actions rotor item, but you only have edit mode and today view and activate. Whereas with the context menu, you had those specific shortcut features that pertained to the particular app. And those were not there in the actions rotor item.
Will there always be a context menu in an app, regardless of what app you're in?
There should be something, whether the extent to which, it has or what it contains will definitely vary. And sometimes it very well may duplicate the actions rotor item. It really just depends on the situation and what the developer has chosen to do with that actions rotor item. Because the context menu, right, that one's for like sighted folks do that too. I forget how there's some gesture that they use. So like that's a mainstream thing. Whereas the actions rotor is a specific voiceover feature. So the extent to which they cross over really just depends on the developer.
I think the sighted people just do a single tap and hold.
There you go.
This is something I guess you just need to
you
try.
Play with it. Yeah, absolutely. You experiment.
Thank you.
Sure.
This is Sri.
Go ahead, Sri.
I think on the keyboard it's Shift Command M.
Thank you. I wasn't hallucinating when I thought of an M. All right, thank you for that. Shift Command M. Look at that. And on the Hable, it is, oh my gosh, I want to say it's like dots 3, 5, holding dots 3, 5, and 6. I would try it, but voiceover does not like.
VO Shift M. Sorry, not.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah,
Never
Shift
mind.
M. Very good. And I would try my Hable right now, but since my Braille display is connected, VoiceOver becomes very, very unhappy when both of them are connected at the same time. So we're not going to do that right now. But I think I gave the right command. All right. Anyone else? We are going back to Sandhya for the regularly scheduled program.
Thank you, Maria. All right, guys, who didn't get a chance to ask a question?
Michael?
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I was just going to go back to, I think it was Kathy and maybe Pete were talking about well, it's not an app. There's a website to help you write stories, and it's called Storyworth, WORTH.com. And I think that's the one that LaDon was referring to the other night.
All right. Thank you for that, Mr. McCulloch. Okay, next. Who's got a new question?
This is free.
Go ahead, Shri.
So, we've done some demos on how to use your camera for a QR code for it to come up. So I've learned that if you can also send a QR code via email or text message. And if you do receive one, all you need to do is take a screenshot of it and use the same gesture that Maria talked about, the context menu. Then you'll have the option to swipe right and open it in a browser and open the QR code.
All right. Thank you, Shri. Have been asked before.
Pete,
All right, go ahead.
quick come back to Sri. How do you do a screenshot?
This is Shri.
Go ahead.
So if you have an iPhone without the home button, it's you press the side button and the volume up button together. If you have a device with the home button, you use the side button and the home button together.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Okay, who has a question? Just say your name and we will
This is
recognize
Brad.
you. Go, Brad.
Just expand on what Shri said. When you do the command gesture, pressing the up volume up and the lock button to do a screenshot, it doesn't happen until you let go of the buttons, not while you're holding them.
Okay. Thank
So
you.
don't hold your breath waiting for it to happen.
Right. Okay. Okay. Next. So I had a problem. Okay. Suppose, I think we should know this. Sometimes I give my phone to somebody and I turn off the voiceover if I have somebody in my family. And then they give it back. And then, of course, I've forgotten that voiceover is turned off. And then the phone rings. So, and then if I try to hit any buttons, I'm going to end up, sending them to voicemail or something. Or, well, I guess I could do something and then maybe I could try to answer the call. But is there a quick way? How do sighted people answer the phone? I mean, do I have to be able to see exactly what's on the screen, or is there something I can do to answer the call without voiceover on?
This is Jody.
Go, Jody.
Yeah, at the bottom of the screen, there's a slide switch. And so if you put your finger on the left side of the screen at the bottom and slide to the right, you might activate the slide to open it.
Okay. It just happened a couple of times this weekend, and then I was just so frustrated. I was like, I've got to know how to do this.
Yeah.
This is Shri.
Yep,
Okay, Shri.
Do you have the HEY Siri turned on?
No.
Okay.
This is Marie.
Marie.
That slide gesture she was talking about, I think I've tried it before when I didn't have voiceover on. I think it's actually the default. And if you just slide your finger across when you get a phone call, try it and see if that doesn't answer it.
Okay, I will try it. Thank you.
This is Greg.
Go, Greg.
Could you just hold in the side button and tell Siri to answer call? Would that work?
Well, Shri is saying if you had Hey Siri on, would it work? I don't know. Would
This
it?
is right, but
Yeah, I know. You're
go
saying
ahead,
hold
Siri.
the button down.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's gonna work.
Okay, next.
Well, this is Herbie.
Okay, go.
You should be able. Maybe you said something about this or not, because you can turn voiceover on while the phone is ringing.
Okay, that's what I was
This is
worried
Shri.
about. I thought I would lose them. Okay, go, Shri.
you just have to be careful. If you hit it twice and didn't hit the third one, you'll send it to voicemail.
Yeah, that's okay. All right. Thank
What a
you.
great question. A really good question.
All right. Next. Who's next? New question.
Liz,
Go, Liz.
on the same part of like talking on the phone, if I forget that I have the earbuds on that doesn't have a microphone and I answer the phone, I do the slide thing or whatever and answer the phone, but they can't hear me. What do I do to fix that before they hang up on me? Because that happened today.
Okay, so mine was specifically that one time when, so you're not, so we remember we're going to try to talk about voiceover. So you're not using voiceover, right?
No, not with when the earbuds were on. No, I wasn't.
Okay, so not sure what you're saying. So they're not hearing you. Is that what you're saying?
Correct. Right. Because I have the earbuds on that don't have a microphone.
Okay.
This is Brad.
Okay, go, Brad.
Did you just try unplugging them?
They're wireless Bluetooth.
No, I thought you said you're using Bluetooth ear that does not have a microphone. Okay, I thought you were using a wired one.
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Well, do you not just answer and talk into the phone?
It didn't do that this time.
Interesting.
Okay.
Because I was
All
calling
right.
the pharmacy and they hung up.
Very strange.
Maybe it was a fluke. Okay. I'll just see if it happens again.
Okay.
This is Herbie.
This is David.
Okay. Okay, yes?
We're just gonna mention a couple things. One, you mentioned it being a pharmacy. The issue might not have even been on your end. It could have been on their end. Automated phone systems can be a little bit interesting, and so it may have just been. And then sometimes the phone itself, even with a regular phone call, can have flukes like that. Like you just don't hear the person or whatever. So if it happens one time, it could be a fluke. If it continues to happen, then that's when you know you got a problem. So.
Okay.
All right, next. Did I hear David?
Oh, yes, David.
Go ahead.
I was just wondering if maybe those headphones do have a microphone, but it's just not very good, because I've tried out many versions of wireless headphones, including the vaunted Apple ones, and none of them seem to be very good with the microphone when you're making calls. Are very erratic, especially the wireless. So you might have had your speaker enabled on those headphones, they just couldn't hear you. That's why right now I'm using my old-fashioned plug-in earbuds.
Yeah, those are the best.
Yeah. So
All right.
also, if they do not have a microphone, it should default to your iPhone microphone. But then you have to hold it right to near your mouth for them to hear you. If it's like far away from you, they may not be able to hear you because it'd be kind of like on speakerphone mode.
Okay, very good. Thank you, David. Good question. Okay, next.
Well, this is Herbie.
Okay, go ahead.
So, I'm just curious, has anybody had any issues lately commenting on Facebook posts using the Facebook app? Like, are you not being able to type into the comment edit field?
Okay, anybody?
This is Helene.
Janet. Okay, Janet, and then Helene. Go. Janet.
My husband Doc has. I haven't, but Doc has.
Okay. Helene.
Yes, Herbie, I have had that where I want to wish someone a happy birthday or I want to do something and I will, put double tap and try to swipe and find comment and it won't say comment anymore, but there occasionally it will, but most times it says other things and none of them involve making the usual, do you want to make a comment? So I have had a lot of trouble with it.
Okay. All right.
This Pete.
Go, Pete.
I have not had that trouble, Herbie, but then I dictate. I always dictate into Facebook, but I've never had any difficulty reaching the comments field or the happy birthday. They've changed the format of the happy birthday, by the way, Helene, and now you have an option, one of which is to type up the timeline. But I've not had any difficulty.
All right, very good. Thank you. Okay, next.
Gary.
Go ahead, Gary.
Yeah, recently I set up an iCloud account, and I think I inadvertently did link it to something. But I can't figure out how to undo that.
Okay. All right. So you have an iCloud account, but it's not linked to anything?
Yeah, I think I inadvertently didn't link it somehow. And so I want to try to undo that.
All right. Okay. Anybody have any ideas?
Pete,
Go ahead.
have you tried, Gary, going into your iCloud settings?
Yeah.
And just sign out?
Oh, no, I have not done that.
That might be the way to do it. I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah, I don't know if I had to.
Just sign out and start over.
Okay.
Else? Thoughts on iCloud? Okay.
Just Brad.
Brad.
I've never ever heard of having to link an iCloud account to anything. You usually sign in. I mean, I'm not sure where you created it, but once it's created, you assume, you have an email address, such as your user ID and a password. You would just sign into it on your device.
I know that my partner's, when she goes through her list of boxes, it has one that's all mail, and then has her, I guess, both her Gmail and iCloud are in that, and I don't have that.
Okay, you're talking about email.
Right.
Well, that sounds like Gmail, not iCloud mail. So that's a
yeah, I
whole
don't know.
separate thing.
I know that it somehow she has, when she created that account, it gave her an all mailboxes thing in her list of boxes.
Again, I believe that's a Google thing.
Go ahead, Herbie, go.
So first of all, Gary, like the all inboxes, that is, you're gonna see that if you have multiple accounts on your phone. I don't know if you'll see that if you just have the one account, and you will find that by what?
I have 2.5 accounts. I have what used to be a Time Warner account that I have to get them to fix. But but none of those, I don't have any kind of all mailboxes for any of those 3.
So when you hit your back button and the mail button, that's where you would see like your all inboxes VIP.
Yeah, I just see Gmail, iCloud, and RR.com VIP and all those.
Okay, so you do see the VIP one, but not the all mailboxes.
Yeah, there's no all mailboxes there.
Okay, that's...
Go, Shri.
I mean, I was going the same direction what Herbie was doing. So you, when you say iCloud, you're trying to create an Apple iCloud email account. Is that correct?
Yeah, I have it. I created it and all that, and but it's not. I don't have any kind of all mailboxes kind of thing or anything like that.
That's just
now, did you, in your email, do you see your iCloud email account in there?
Yeah, I can see the 3 accounts that I have. I can see them listed, side by side.
And did you swipe all the way down, all the way through all the?
All the way back through the various trash and junk folders and stuff, and all the way from left to right.
And you closed your mail account and reopened it back up?
Yeah.
Okay, I think Brad has a comment. Go, Brad.
Yeah, my mistake. You said all mailboxes. I'm thinking you meant all mail. That is a Gmail thing. But to your
there's
multiple
that
mailbox thing. Yeah. Look in the upper corner. if you've gone all the way back, it sounds like you're looking at all the mailboxes in a certain account.
Well, I have what it has the Gmail stuff, and then it used to be the rr.com various things, and then the iCloud stuff is at the last. The iCloud inbox.
Is there no
junk
button in
control.
the upper left corner again?
No, there's just
There's nothing there. You've gone as far as you can go with that button.
Yeah.
That is strange.
All right, we're gonna have to come back to this one. So, Gary, keep trying.
This is Greg.
Go, Greg.
If you go back to where it has your listing of mailboxes, and in the mail app, and in the upper right hand corner there's an edit button. If you double tap that, I know there's a listing of a lot of mailboxes that you can double tap on, and I don't know if all shows up there or not, but
No,
I
didn't
would
see it there.
Yeah, okay. But
I had to
any
make
of
a
your other
save
mail
folder for
accounts
it.
that may not be showing up, go ahead and double tap on them, and they should appear in your listing.
Yeah, they're all there. As one of them I have an issue with which isn't related to this, but the other, they're all in my list of mailboxes. So
Okay, Gary, we'll have to come
okay.
back. Okay,
Okay,
good
I
question.
thought- okay.
Weird question, but okay.
Weird, but leave it to me.
What do I expect? Okay. All right. Good discussion. Next, who's next?
This is Jody.
Go, Jody.
Oh, just another cool thing that I just discovered is that when you type in text in an email or in a message, if you select all and then you swipe right till you get to the more button, one of the choices is translate, and you tap on translate and you get a whole bunch of language choices, and you tap on the language and translates whatever you wrote into that language.
Wow. Okay.
It's really cool.
Very good. Cool, Jody. Thank you. Yeah, you guys, anything else you discovered, want to share? Question, what to go?
This is Ned.
Go, Ned.
Yes, this question goes back to the searching earlier about Safari and Google. And when I want to go out and browse, I click on Safari, and then I have a choice of going to Bing or Google. But before I get a chance to touch Google, a little voice comes up and says, consider using Chrome. So, and I always decline that. So are they trying to get me to use Chrome instead of the Google?
And where is this little voice in your head?
No, it's on my phone.
Oh, wow.
It's I click on Safari,
Uh-huh.
and then it opens up a screen, and I have choices. I can go to favorites
Okay.
or Google or Bing, and then a box comes up and says, consider using Chrome.
Okay. I'm just giving you a hard
This
time,
is
Ned.
Herbie.
You know that.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody heard the little voice like Ned about consider using Chrome?
This is Herbie.
Okay. Go ahead.
Actually, yeah, I'm glad you brought this up, Ned, because I meant to bring this up earlier during Kathy's question because I was thinking about why she got confused. So, and I was going to tell you, just because the voices in your phone tell you have to do something doesn't mean that you don't have to. And yes, Google is going to push that you use Chrome because naturally they want you to use their browser, but most 9 times out of 10 you don't actually need Chrome for anything. The only reason why you would is, at least, and I don't know if this is really the case on the phone, is there's some websites that do not work in Safari that will only work in browsers like Chrome or Edge, but you can just ignore that little box, and that's what I think Kathy, a lot of people you hear get that little box and you're like, oh no, I have to do it, and you don't. So yeah.
This is Ned.
Yep.
This
Go
is
ahead.
Ned.
Go ahead.
Yes, thank you for that, because I've always declined. I've never accepted. I've just said, I'm not going to do this because I don't know where I'm going.
Okay. It's a good question. Thank you. All right. Who's next? I actually have another question. if you're those WhatsApp users, so when we're using our iPhone, we're able to set up ringtones and so forth. Can we do that in WhatsApp to have special ringtones for people? I'll give you the backstory. It's all related to that baby, and my mom wants to only answer calls from the baby. So, anybody have any thoughts?
The baby is making calls.
What?
The baby is making calls.
Well, she has help.
This
You're
is
riding the
Herbie if
subway
nobody
before
else
knowing.
has
He's
an answer.
apparently already trying to move icons on my niece's phone. Oh, Herbie, go Herbie.
The answer is yes. I do believe you can do custom. In fact, I did a custom text tone for a group chat that I have in WhatsApp, and it would be in the settings in WhatsApp. I forget the exact thing I did there, but I think you'll see an option in there for like custom tones for different contexts, and it uses your iPhone ringtones.
Okay, good, good. Okay. All right. Who else? Anybody else?
This is Jody.
Dana with the comment.
Okay. Go ahead, Jody, and then Dana.
Yeah, I was going to say you have a very clever, great niece there, because last week she was going to be in the subway walking around by herself, and then this week she's making phone calls.
She's quite a bundle.
She's very clever.
Go ahead, Dana.
Very, very talented.
I know.
Anyway, comment that Jody brought up something that you can translate into any language. You can also ask Siri, how do you say where's the bathroom in Spanish? And it'll do the same thing. Or French or Italian, whatever language you want.
Oh, cool. Okay, very good. Thank you. Very good. I like that. All right, who else? Okay, I've probably already asked this question multiple times too, but okay. When you forward a text thread, does the person get the whole thing or just the one thing that you forwarded? I know I've asked this, and I think the answer is they get the whole thing. When you have an email with several emails, in it, a chain, I guess, and I forward it to, to Shri or whatever, does Shri get all 11 messages?
Dana.
Who's the answering?
Dana.
Dana, go ahead.
Yes, they get the whole thing.
I get the whole thing. Okay. So what if I don't want to send everything to Shri?
This is Ed.
Go ahead, Ed.
Does it not ask you if you want to send the whole thing? Is there not a...
No, I've never seen that, but
No.
I mean, maybe it's because I'm threading the messages. Maybe I shouldn't thread them.
This is Shri.
Go, Shri.
So when you expand the thread, you found the email that you want to forward. Don't you just go to that email, then go to the more or flick up or down to get to forward?
No.
Let's say it's the email number 5 on the thread. You go to that email. You can either flick up or flick down, and you should get the option for more to get the ability to do the forward option, or you can go to the more button on the bottom. Double tap on that, and then you'll get the option to forward that one particular thread in the email.
This is Dana.
Okay,
Were you
Dana, thank you. Go ahead.
Texts.
I'm sorry, was this a text or email?
The email.
Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Dana.
Wouldn't cutting and pasting work?
Yeah, I would work too. Yeah, could just text whatever
This
it
is
is.
David.
David.
I forwarded individual text messages before. I don't think it forwarded the whole conversation.
Yeah, I'm talking about email, but yeah, I understand about text.
Oh, you're talking about email. I thought you said texting.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I missed. Yeah, I meant email.
Yeah,
email.
you did.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that feature where you have to go in like you set your rotor to like messages or something. And then
Right. I've done that.
and I
then,
think you have to go to the message you want to forward, and then once you're in that one, then you forward from there.
This Marie.
Okay. Thank you, David. Go, Marie.
Yeah, if you're talking about the whole thread, it's not going to send them a bunch of different emails, but if you are showing the older emails within that email, you know what I mean? All of the responses to that email that are showing in the email that you're forwarding.
Uh-huh.
If you forward that, obviously they're going to get the whole thing.
Oh.
This is Herbie.
Okay, go.
Just real quick, something that I think that's missing. So, when you've got a thread of emails, if you just want to deal with an individual message, whether it's forwarding, reading, or whatever, what you need to do is don't open the email thread. What you need, so point to the thread in the box and then swipe down till you get to expand thread. Then when you double tap that, the thread is going to spread out, and as you flick to the right, you're going to see each individual message within the conversation thread, and you can do anything with that message like you would normally if it was just a regular email: reply, forward, delete. And then to close the thread, go back to where you see it says 12 message thread and swipe down to collapse thread, and that'll get it collapsed down to a single thread again.
Oh, wow. Okay, thank you. All right, who's next? Anybody? Thank y'all. New question? Anybody? Oh my goodness, no new question. We're at the end of our meeting. Okay, all right, guys. Thank you, Maria, for helping me tonight, and we are so appreciative for all the questions and all the help that everybody gave us.
Yeah, great participation.
Yes, and wonderful. Thank you for all of our help. And so, quick review. Tomorrow is iBUG Mac Buzz on Clubhouse, 5 to 6. Then book club on Thursday from 6:30 to 7:30. And we're reading House of Kennedy. And then the movie is Everything Everywhere All at Once. It is nominated for 11 Oscars. So I've heard it's very interesting, kind of strange. So let's see. Let's get through it together. I'm looking forward to it. It's a long movie, 2 hours and 19 minutes. So start taking those naps again. And then Sunday, we have iBUG Cafe, and we're going to talk about Be My Eyes and Ira and FaceTime. So lots of cool stuff, very powerful apps there. And remember about the drawing that's available on our website. Okay, with that, we're
This
going to
is
say
Terry.
good night. Yes, go ahead.
Remember that this Sunday in U.S. and Canada is, as I like to call it, the Festival of Time Change Sunday. We move our clocks ahead.
Oh, yay.
All right. Yes, spring forward.
Yep.
Okay, so with that, we're going to say good night here, and
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Good
Julie.
night.
and
Julie. Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
Good night.
Thank
Good
you.
night.
Thank you, Maria.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Great
Bye-bye.
meeting.
Right.
Good night. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandhya.
Night, Marianne.
Night, Mariella.
Marianne.
Okay, good night.
Good night.